Go.
Welcome back to Tune Up Tuesday. Joe Gambino here. Today we're going to be talking about wrist extension range of motion, especially if you're getting pain in positions where we have weight through our wrists, like push-ups, crawls, bird dogs, and stuff like that. So if we look at this position here, right, we're taking our body weight and we're putting it through our wrist, and we need about 90 degrees of extension of the wrist here. All right, oftentimes, if you do a test like this to see if we're symmetrical, if we have enough wrist extension, if we can't actively achieve 90 degrees here, if we do a lot of stuff in this position, maybe the first few times that we do it, it's not going to be painful, it's not going to be an issue, but if we're constantly jamming our wrist, a wrist that doesn't have enough wrist extension mobility, eventually these joints are going to break down and we're going to get that pinchy sensation that a lot of people get when they try to do push-ups. So one way we can do this is actually use PAILs and rails as a way to start to expand joint mobility. So if we come into this position, what I want you to do to first find your position is just extend the wrist. Now, if you only have, say, 45 degrees, you're going to maintain that angle and you're going to put your hand on the ground, maintain that same 45-degree angle, because what we want to avoid is just this pushing my joint passively into a motion that it can't do. All right? So once you have this position, the PAILs contraction, the progressive angular isometric contraction, is going to be for the stuff that's on stretch, will be all the stuff on the front side of the wrist here. And in order to get that contraction, I'm going to take the front of my hand, thinking my knuckles and my fingertips are going to start to push down into the ground. And we're going to slowly build up tension. So you're going to start with a 25% tension, ramp up to 50%, ramp it up to 75%, get it up to 100%, and hold for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now when you do the rails contraction, we're not just going to bring our wrist, or rather our forearm forward. You're going to think about squeezing the muscles on the front of the wrist, and you're actually going to try to actively pull the forearm forward. So you're squeezing these muscles to pull this bone that way, and at the same time I'm trying to lift my fingers and my knuckles up off the floor. This part is not going to happen. If you actually lift it up, you're definitely doing something wrong, but you're just trying to contract these muscles as much as possible to start to strengthen the regressive angle of the joint, or the shortened angle of the joint. And you hold this contraction for 10 seconds as well, and then you relax in your new position. So the PAILs contraction tells our nervous system it's safe, position it because we can create a lot of force, and the rails contraction allows more range of motion. So we're going to do 3 rounds here. So you would start PAILsing the ground again, building up your tension so you hit that 100%, hold for 10 seconds, and then you're going to rails and pull yourself into a new range of motion, holding that contraction for 10 seconds, taking a little break here, freezing in the spot, and do 1 more round. Give that drill a try, see if it helps open up some of your wrist extension, and then when you get to 90 degrees, we can start to learn how to load the joint properly so we get rid of that pinching sensation. Give that a try, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday.